guests.
Who are you guys? Tell us who you are and what do you guys do?
Hi, I'm Valkyrie of the Fragdolls. I'm just marketing promotions for Ubisoft. I play a lot of WoW and have since Classic. This guy is probably more well known in your community than me.
I'm Kinaesthesia from LearnToRaid.com and from Vodka, #1 US PVE guild.
All right. So tell us a little bit about Learn to Raid. What is the goal behind Learn to Raid?
Learn to Raid was originally started from by myself and a friend of mine in the guild, and our goal was to give something back to the community that had supported our guild for so long. And that ended up becoming Learn to Raid, where we thought we could take the experience that we learned in the game and give it back to people through our raid guides and strategy guides and things like of that nature.
And you are something of a video maestro.
I am a little bit of a video editor. I try.
Give us an example of some of the recent work that you've done. Like what are you teaching people to do at this very moment?
Just recently, the most recent thing that we finished was actually all of the Firelands heroic guides. We tried to do them on every difficulty. We couldn't actually do 10-man heroic because we never do it, but we got every other difficulty done as far as 10 to 25 normal and 25 heroic. Right now, we're working on the 5-mans that are on PTR right now. We have those done. We just haven't put them up yet.
Right.
And right after that, we're going to get started on the raid bosses, which are.
You guys are kind of known for like high quality guides. I mean, there's no doubt about it. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Where do you guys what did you see the whole as far as how you could elevate the level of production value and quality amongst what's going on in the raid community?
It really just started with our guild's kill videos. We always tried to put out the best kill videos possible. Not they weren't always the first because it's very hard to compete with Paragon or a lot of those guilds. But we figured if we're going to be the second or the third kill video out, it might as well be the best one.
Right.
So anything we put out, anything we do related to our guild, we always try to make it the best quality that we can possibly put into it.
So it's not just 2x speed and like trance music, right?
No. Although it may seem like that a lot of times, we actually try to make our videos enjoyable and a more cinematic aspect without using the cinematic music though.
We last year WoW Insider actually contracted Jerome to make a Lich King kill guide for us. The video was 15 minutes long, and it was probably the most exhaustive resource for a Lich King kill humanly possible. Like it was some seriously awesome work.
Thank you.
And
Lich King was pretty hard.
yeah.
I mean, in the beginning.
In what way? Like in attention to detail?
Everything necessary, like all the spells that he casts or stuff that you needed to watch out for were, explained in heavy detail. Everything had a voiceover saying, "Here's the place to do this." When this happens, move.
Right.
All that,
what this looks like. This is what you avoid. Don't stand in this.
Don't stand in the green stuff.
Right.
No, the black
don't stand in the green
stuff.
stuff.
We were
It's all
really
about the
impressed by
file
the
on that
quality
fight.
of that, and to see that that's been extended to Learn to Raid is really heartening. Like, sometimes people kind of underestimate the difference in the skill level of different players of the game. Like, most people who play the game aren't dumb. Like, they're not bad players, but sometimes they need a push in the right direction.
But I'd say the most players aren't. They're not at the level he's playing.
No, of course not.
99% of the players out there are not. I'm not playing.
That's not reasonable
I mean,
either.
Right.
I rely on
There's a
videos.
lot of people that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
No, I think that's the majority.
It's about a UI and a good UI and come on and use.
What do you think of what Blizzard's done with the whole Dungeon Journal and trying to incorporate a lot of that into the game now?
I'll be completely honest. I don't like the Dungeon Journal at all. There's a lot of changes they've made to the game that people argue this is making the game too easy, and there are a lot of those changes that I actually support. The Dungeon Journal is not one of them. I feel like when you buy a video game, it shouldn't come with the strategy guide. It's almost like open the secret door to your left. It's like that kind of takes away the point of the door being secret.
But they always
I'm not
have it.
discovering
What's the
anything.
difference
always
between?
have it.
But what's the difference between the strategy guide being like on the shelf to pick up or something that you're doing? What's the real difference if Blizzard does it or if you do it?
I can understand the conundrum of that. I think it's better. I think it's best if Prima or Brady Games or someone like that is making the strategy guide for the developer's game, not the developer themselves. Because I think part of the goal of playing a video game is the challenge of discovering new things, of working your way through the problems that it presents you. If the game itself gives you the answers to that, I don't feel that level of achievement that I once felt before.
So do you think that even though they've toned it down, because remember initially when the Dungeon Journal came out, it practically told you everything. And then
Yeah,
they toned
yeah.
it back a little bit. Instead of telling you what to do when something happens, they just said what happens. So even after that, you still feel that it's still...
I still feel it's a little much.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
So here's my question. As somebody that does like a lot of hardcore raiding and things like that, and obviously works with heroics and things like that, which model of heroic did you like better? Did you like the Oldawar version where you had to unlock the heroic by doing something special to the boss, or do you like the flip the switch method?
Hands down, I like the Oldawar model
Yeah,
way better.
yeah.
Like
See,
this
I want to see that come back.
That's not even
I
a
want that
contest.
to come back. I love that.
No, I absolutely love that model. It's one of the best instances, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
So, Amy, tell us about yourself. You play WoW, obviously. So, what race of class do you play? What do you like to do? Like, what is your thing?
Well, I played, WoW since Classic, but first of all, I'm the founder of PMS Clan. It's very well known. More focusing on first-person shooters, but our clan's thousands of women. Of course, when we moved over to MMO, it's just natural. Obviously, a lot of us gamers are MMO players, so we moved over in Classic and started our guild. It was like the first day over 100 people. Transferring from all the different servers because all of our clan mates from different games came together. My focus is definitely raiding. Have I ever been in the top raiding guild? No, unfortunately, because of my community.
Sure.
It's very hard to juggle the casual and hardcore, but
Right.
I'm psychotically competitive, and I'm always the one that was there,
good that you're upfront about that.
rotating through the members because people can't show up for raids. So,
Right.
I mean, when I stopped playing, a few months ago, well, like 5 months ago, we were in Heroics. It was the first time, I think it was only a month after content, and we got to Heroics. So that was actually the quickest progression I had ever had.
Right.
But we had a strong 10-man team, and so we had to go down to 10 because kids the 25. I remember 40-man. I don't even know how we did 40-man days, but...
No kidding.
No, I know. How the hell did you
It
get
seems
40
like so
people
long ago.
that were
What the heck?
You just
psycho?
needed 20 competent people, and the rest
Remember-
were filler.
I know, no, you
Filler.
really could. You could carry them along. You can't carry
Yeah.
anymore, though.
No.
Not really.
The 15 people that you lost when you went from 40 to 25
Yeah.
weren't actually doing anything
Exactly.
anyway.
No, it's true. I
The
agree.
difficulty level didn't change.
Right,
They
right,
just changed
yeah.
the number of people that can attend.
It's like,
Yeah.
wow, our DPS is the exact same as it was before.
Yeah.
How did that
go
happen?
figure.
I don't know. Yeah.
My main's a mage. That's always my primary character. I definitely have, over a year logged on her playtime, but I do have, my priest is my secondary, my next go-to, like after I'm all done with my mage and I don't need anything else and it's okay and I'm not going to hurt the team, I'll switch over to my priest. Then my warlock, then my druid.
Do you
And I'm
think
always
they-
a caster.
So it's like when your alt are like, oh yeah, my alt I level 375. Like,
Do you
just my
think they
alt.
need to buff mages? Because we need another buff mages.
We don't have-
Early, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Buff
think they need to
mages, always buff mages.
Obviously, they
Always
need
buff
more.
mages.
Oh, okay.
We've been
said no.
we've been talking to everybody about what we think the big speculation is. What do you think the big announcement's going to be tomorrow?
I
At the,
have no clue.
Really? Do you think it's going to be pandas? What do you think?
I'm
You
probably
think
gonna
it's
get
gonna be pandas?
glitched here, but I've actually, since I stopped playing, I've been focused a lot on work, but I've actually been playing Star Wars Old Republic, so I haven't actually kept
Wait,
up on it.
can you
No.
you actually say that?
Speaking of Star Wars: The
Yes, I
Republic,
can. I
Are
can
you,
say.
like, legally
I can
allowed?
say I'm playing. it, I just can't say
GameBreaker.tv, Star Wars: The
anything else about it.
Republic, the Republic Show on every single
But
Monday.
it's okay,
at,
WoW people. It's
6
okay.
p.m.
It's a total
for all you
different
people.
game.
Yes,
It's a total different
yes.
game.
Larry
So,
Everett
hey,
and
a
Justin
gamer's
Lowe
a
from
gamer,
DarthHater.com.
Wow, good work.
Yeah.
Nice plug. Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
you like that was slick.
Video over to me.
He's good at that. He's good at that. Is it
So-
time for another Blizz Blues break?
Between
I don't know. It's still downloaded.
between like clan PMS and like the
Fragdolls.
Fragdolls, obviously those are very female oriented. Like
Yes.
it is a woman's group. So what is the spirit behind those two groups?
Well, they're both two extremely different groups, actually. PMS is a grassroots group. It's going to be a decade next year that my sister and I founded it. And essentially it was created literally to create a positive, safe environment for females of all ages. Of course, it's more typical in the first-person shooter or competitive, game, like highly competitive, online console or PC. Those kind of games, there's a lot more shit talk, I guess you could
Yeah.
say. Hope you can beat me. But a lot more
There you
shit
go.
talk in those games than WoW. Not that WoW you don't get harassment, but it's a whole different world on an MMO versus a competitive first-person shooter title.
Right.
So
Have you
we-
seen the Raid documentary? There's some shit talk going on. I don't
No,
know.
there is. I've been in WoW forever. There is
There's-
there, but but you're able to filter and shut those people up. Where in online, you're just around it so much, they're all ready to hate on you.
It's
As
a
soon
lot
as
more
you open your
anonymous.
mouth-
It's a lot more anonymous. too.
Yeah, as soon as you open your mouth, it's all voice communication nowadays. You need to if you're going to communicate and play on a team, and it just naturally is that. So we created PMS just to provide a safe environment for women to come together. So over a couple thousand strong and teams all over the world.
That's awesome.
And then Fragdolls is, when they put it together, they casted hardcore gamers to help market and promote Ubisoft games. So we competed professionally on Rainbow Six and MLG and stuff like that.
So obviously gamer culture in quotes still kind of has a problem with misogyny and sexism in it, just like a lot of other communities, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the sort of anonymity behind a lot of internet gaming sort of promotes that kind of behavior where nobody can be called on their actions.
Internet being the key word.
How do you deal with or combat the misogyny that you encounter? I mean, you must, right?
Well, I do. Not so much anymore because now I honestly do. I filter who I'm playing with. I'm around my guild mates.
Sure.
There are people that are for and with me. I don't really go pug groups. I don't do anything. So it's kind of the bad part of what that drove me to. But I think a lot of people do that, not just women only. And then online, it's the same thing. I'm surrounded by my core people, and those core people provide a cushion for me. And I want to play with the hardest of the hardcore. I want to play with good people, but I want to play with my friends. So it's just finding that balance. And I don't really deal. As soon as people come in a room, I'm muting them if I'm playing first-person shooter. And then WoW, it's just /ignore.
Is there a whole process to be a part of the whole group and stuff like that? Is there
PMS is open, of course, to anyone. So I mean, it's there. We have a male counterpart called H2O as well, and it's just a full force community. Just another community to help another minority. Women have grown a lot, but we're still, when it comes to especially hardcore competition, which is a big focus of ours, not that we don't promote.
Are there
the
any
casual.
men in the group at all, or no?
I'm sorry?
It's just a women's group. There's no men at
There's
all.
a men counterpart.
There's a men counterpart, but we are separated.
Okay.
The guild, WoW guild, is the only one where we have a co-ed. That's MMO. It's a whole different world. We don't need to separate. So much.
Right. Do you find that in the MMO world where there is a co-ed environment that it's almost taught because of what your group is surrounded about, that it's almost taught like more of like sort of a PC safe environment for
it is,
people
but
to
that's what we
play?
focus on. But actually, I think it's really hilarious because I don't know, you a guild master in your guild or anything, or you're officer, so you know how it goes with the drama, right? I swear to God, you would think the girls are the ones causing all the drama, but it's the guys.
Yeah.
I have never seen so much. Because we have a lot of girls, and that usually in other divisions, the girls are, usually have a little bit of drama, but for some reason in our WoW guild, it's the guys. I don't get it.
Sorry,
The
waving to friends here.
I thought he was saying, like me, I caused all the problems.
The MMO brings out the
Before we bring
drama.
over our next guest, Jerome, have you had a chance to try out any of the new Dragon Soul raid fights?
I actually have only tried one of them. Although
Which one?
I think they've all been tested so far. I tried. I don't even know the name of the boss.
There's the back one, there's the octopus arm one, and
It was the one that stood in the middle of Malagos's room and spawned. Around.
Fagra something?
That might have been it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I actually left to come here the second day of testing, so I didn't get to do anything else. That was the only boss I tested. I feel so
bad.
left out.
What have you thought so far from what you've seen?
It's really hard to say so far. I think a lot of the impression everybody always gets from PTR is too easy, but the fights are always undertuned on PTR. That's just a given. So I think it's still too early to say whether or not the fights are going to be up to par or not.
Right. But I assume you have high hopes, given that it's.
I definitely have high hopes.
Yeah.
Like if nothing else, I want the Deathwing fight to be as epic as possible.
Yeah. Well,
Really quick,
it looks really
Screenshots,
has to be.
yeah,
No,
the
no
screenshots
question.
that I've seen, it looks fantastic.
Really quick, Leslie, you think progression rating is ever going to get to the point of like esports? Like, you think it's ever going to elevate to that point of like a StarCraft esports progression rating? We'll see it.
I want to say yes.
Of course
but
you do.
I don't think that a PVE rating can make it to that level because it's not as visceral when it's a person fighting against an AI boss.
Right.
When you have like StarCraft is very interesting to watch because it's always
It's always
changing.
different.
You have one human against another
Right.
human. You don't know what they're going to do, but it's a very set path with PVE. It's never, if you do the fight right once, you do it right the second time. It's not going to change.
Right.